Does he always carry a gun?
Oh, he's also our security guard. Unfortunately, we're in a big city and we can't afford to be in one of the night sections. Discourages vandals, he says. Anyway, we have 45 children here, mostly between the ages of 5 and 10.
We really have our minds made up to adopt a baby, Sister Glory.
I know, I read your letter. Everyone wants babies.
I want you to know how much this means. You're taking the time to see us, especially today.
You see this? 15 years ago, this was just an idea. Now it's buildings, play yards, a bus, a home for unwed mothers. But underneath it all, it's people, the children. Mary was here when it started. The Lord giveth, and the Lord taketh away. I just don't know why he took Mary.
Did you enjoy your tour?
Oh, yes. We weren't sure we should come today, but we're glad we did.
I appreciate that. The future of these children depends on the living. That's where we need to spend our energy.
Excuse me, Sister Gloria. You have a visitor in the library.
I'll be right there. I need to discuss something with you when you're finished. Well, it was nice meeting you wonderful people. Mr. Johnson personally handles the adoption arrangements. Mr. and Mrs. Wiley, you're in good hands. Excuse me.
Isn't she glorious? They truly broke the mold. You people have been highly recommended. We like that. Part of our success lies in placing orphans into good homes.
We can't have children, Mr. Johnson.
Yes, I know.
And the adoption process in California is a very long one.
Yeah, the world is full of red tape. Of course, the future of our children is something we have to be very careful about.
We came to you because we want a baby. It's one of the reasons why we got married. And I just know in my heart that we can make a caring, very loving home for a child to grow up in. Maybe it won't be all ours. Well, not completely. But we can love it and raise it and make it ours.
I believe you, Mrs. Wiley. However, newborns are our most privileged priority.
We understand that, but that's why we're here. The people who recommended us said you could help.
Well, we're here to help people like yourselves. But like I said, babies are our most precious souls.
Ever read that book?
Sort of.
Kid stuff. If you want some good writing, we have Charles Dickens, Mark Twain, Robert Louis Stevenson.
Have you ever read Treasure Island?
Of course. But The Master of Belantre is better. Stevenson's discussion of moral ambiguities is first class.
Mr. Nicholas Fleming. What a surprise. I'm Sister Glory. I see you've met William.
We've just been discussing literature.
William is quite a buff. Now if we could just get him to spend more time reading the good book.
Well, youth must discover, Sister Glory.
Youth must be led to the right path, Mr. Fleming. You have no idea what joy your books bring the children here.
It's been my pleasure.
Is there a Mrs. Fleming?
No.
Oh, well, this is the age of single parenthood.
I didn't come here in that capacity. Actually, I've heard about the good work that you've been doing here, and I've been meaning to stop by. Just sorry that it took a tragedy to finally get me here. I want to know if our organization could be of any service to you.
That's very kind of you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Could you excuse me a second?
Surely. Good.
Nice people. They're coming back this afternoon.
Good. Listen, I'm very concerned about Lillian. She wasn't at breakfast this morning, and you know, she was always going home with Mary. You don't suppose that...
Oh, I forgot to tell you. Do you remember the Prestons, that nice couple that adopted little Sheila? Well, they asked if Lillian could visit for a few days. I know how much those two little girls liked each other, so I said it was all right. She'll be back soon. I've been meaning to ask you what we should do about Mary.
What do you mean?
It'd be impossible to replace her. She did so much around here. But I think we should try and find somebody.
Another new person. You know, when we started Glory Home, I knew everyone who worked for me personally. We were together every day, like with Mary. There were some really tough times. Times when I never knew if we would make it. I always worried about what would happen to the children. Somehow it seemed less like a business then, more like a family. But that's all changed with Mary gone.
I know how close you were.
We were like sisters. Sister Glory's sister. I devoted all my life to helping children. Mary did too. I can't even imagine what would make her stop.
We'll never know.
In a way, it makes me angry. Something or someone caused Mary to do this. Heaven won't be able to help them if I find out what it was.
Sister Glory. You're always talking about leaving vengeance.
Anger and revenge are ugly emotions, Charles, but they're human. Sometimes I find myself being very human.
I understand.
You've been like a rock. Most of the things we have are because of you.
Somehow we'll struggle through. We always have.
Mr. Johnson, the Wileys are back to see you.
Oh, thank you. Now, if there's anything more you want me to do, or anything you need, you let me know. I'll take care of everything.
Thank you. I know you will.
Thank you, Janine.
Mr. Johnson, we understand that your adoption arrangements here are a little out of the ordinary.
Out of the ordinary. Mr. Wiley, we try to help people. It's a very difficult and sometimes thankless task. In that respect, everything we do here is out of the ordinary. Otherwise, we would never survive.
I understand fully.
I believe I can help you. I want to, and I believe you want that to happen.
I've wired $25,000 here to Chicago.
A generous sum. However, I see here that, according to your personal and corporate records, you're a man of quite substantial means.
How did you get those?
We have to be very careful about the people we allow to adopt.